Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is GK. Hope you're living the hobby high life because we are on a Tuesday morning, July 21st. Got some outgoing mail, some quick sales to go over real quick. First one is this Patrick Mahomes score, 2019 score, Patrick Mahomes Epics. This is about the fourth insert that we've sold like this, and these are pretty good. They turn over pretty quick. I'd recommend to buy if you can find them under $1.50. We typically sell them right around $3.50, and they move pretty good. And that's just a little bit below comps. So those are good cards. A lot of people are looking for Mahomes, but a lot of people can't afford to pay what the price of any of his graded stock or his rookie cards. So his second and third year cards are definitely solid performers. I have a 2016 Jarvis Landry Contenders, 2016 Contenders Jarvis Landry season ticket going out, just a 99-cent offering right there. Here's the first of, we sold a couple card lots. So a guy jumped into a couple of the multi-variation team listings, picked up several cards, and that's kind of the intent behind those listings. So they bought more than 4 cards, they get a 10% discount per card. It works out pretty well for the seller and buyer. Here's a 2019 Select Clellan Ferrell Silver Premier Level. This is another one that we just picked up, within the last couple weeks and then turned it around pretty good. Typically what I like to be able to do is whatever I buy this card for, let's say hypothetically I buy this card for $1. I'm looking to make 2/3 on that card. So if I won't buy it for the $1 unless I know there's comps selling at $1.60 or more. So there's that 2/3. So that's 60 cents. It seems like a small number, but it's been a pretty decent strategy for cards across the board. And then the buyer also bought a 2019 Prism Draft Picks Bo Jackson. He followed that up with a 2019 Certified Derek Carr. And last but not least, a 2019 Contenders Draft Picks Josh Jacobs Draft Class. And Josh Jacobs is a guy that's tough to hang on to as well. He's one of my favorite players and one of my favorite players to watch for the next few years for sure. So I typically tend to price these cards a little bit higher than comps, and they all seem to sell. So, no complaints there. Here is a 2019 Prism TJ Watt Silver Prism. Real nice color movement, and the color combinations between the yellow or the gold and the black. Real nice, sharp looking card. Another one of those ones where, we purchased a couple weeks ago and it's already on the move. Juju Smith-Schuster 2019 Prism, same thing. Another silver prism. A lot of nice color movement on that black and gold. And, these are real easy to take good photos. So, you can snap that photo of it like this, demonstrating that color movement. And, man, it's those listings seem to do very well. Very well. Got a stray hair there, Ace. Have you been in the football cards? Then we fought that same buyer. So a buyer come in, bought those Raiders. A buyer bought these Steelers. Got a 2017 Donruss James Conner rated rookie. And then a 2008 Gridiron Gear Ben Roethlisberger, real clean card. What's cool about this, the Donruss and the Gridiron Gear are both paper cards. So we were able to fit them in a 55-point top loader. So those two cards there. The Prism cards are a little bit thicker cardstock, probably like 33 points. So then that's a 75 point. So you can see the difference there. Either way, this will pack out in a bubble mailer. It was over $8 in cards just for these two top loaders. So that's not too bad. So that's our sales. I'm going to spin this around real quick and kind of elaborate on the sales platforms that we were talking about in last.
All right, we're back pretty quick. So in our last episode, we were talking about different sales platforms that a guy or gal can use to get started selling cards of any kind, whether football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is. Here's the thing with the selling platforms. I would recommend, and here's what I wish I would have done back when this journey first started, I would do a lot of research. And when I say research, I don't mean buy. The mistake that I made was I did a lot of my research by buying cards. And, I don't think I really necessarily needed to do that. Just a few days of general sales, like, if a card like this will sell, I'd have been better off just to push a bunch of listings online to start out in any format. It wouldn't have mattered whether it was sports lots, star stocks, COMC, eBay, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. I would have just been wise to put those up and go for it. If I was just starting out and I didn't have any, I really didn't have a lot of inventory or cards to go by, I would go this route with these silver prisms. These silver prisms and these select prisms. I don't think a guy can go wrong with either one of those. And I think that from excuse me, and from what I've seen so far, just the data shows that those select and prisms silvers, you can pick them up inexpensive. You can resell them at an inexpensive price to where a buyer is likely to buy them, and you can generate some momentum and a little bit of capital. We're not making a whole lot of money, by no means are we getting rich quick. Hell, we're not even getting rich slow, but I wish I would have done the research, to know, like, hey man, I probably would have searched out content to find out what's selling and what's not selling. And that's one of the reasons why we kind of share these sales with you, because a lot of times I look at a lot of content and they're saying, hey, here's what these high-end cards go for. Your John Morant's, your Zion Williamson, your graded Patrick Mahomes's, your LeBron James's, all these cards that, frankly, for me right now, they're out of my price point. Now, will they always be? No, because I think we've tapped into something that we can get there eventually. You take a couple of these, take a card like this, and maybe a card like this. These two cards can turn into this card, and then that card can turn into like a graded card. Now, one of the things that I would caution a seller about, and it's one of the things that we're learning by keeping records and evaluating that data on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, we're starting to see some trends on, okay, here's what it costs for me to sell this card. Then I had to buy this card, then I had to put it online, it took a little bit of time. Then I got to ship it, and what's that total cost? And what it looks like is right now at about the 20th of the month, we're at about 215 total sales for the month. And the gross sales look to be right around $660, where our profit after that is about $460. So about $200 in shipping costs and other expenses like, your team bags, top loaders, so on and so forth. So really understand this, whatever format you choose, and I recommend, like right now, just pick a format and get in the game. Take a stack of cards, pick where you want to sell them, and then just get in the game. But understand this, whatever money you make, it's going to take about it's going to take about a third of that total profit. So let's say this whole stack of cards, for instance, let's say that was just hypothetically $10 to make things easy. We'd look at, it's going to cost us about $3 to get these to the customer. So that's what I'm saying, like a third in operating costs. So figure a third in operating costs, which if you do it by card, should be pretty easy to do. But that's one of the things that we wanted to share with you about as far as platforms go. The biggest, it doesn't matter which platform you get on, just get on a platform and get in the game. Right now, everything is selling, unbelievably well. And there's a buyer for damn near everything. And if you want to get in the game, man, just pick a platform and go for it and put everything into it. Just know that when you made that choice in platforms, if you've got $10 in sales, you could realistically be looking at $3 in shipping costs, shipping costs, operating fees, supplies, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I think that's relative because it seems to be true the higher end cards that we sell. So when we're selling some flawless and immaculate and things like that, that tends to still be true. So hope you enjoyed the video, man. We appreciate everybody's support, and thanks. If you're a new subscriber, man, we appreciate you jumping on board and taking the ride with us. I'm going to let you go. You get back to living the hobby high life. I'm going to do the same, and we'll see you next time.